I'm Amy Brossette with Keller Williams in Austin, Texas. And today I'm going to talk to you about some of the pros and cons of living in a community with a homeowners association. Let's discuss some of the pros and cons of living in a community with a homeowners association. We'll start with pros. Number one, when you live in a community with an HOA, you get to live in a well-groomed neighborhood because your homeowners association is in charge of telling people that if their grass is too high, that they have to mow it, or that they can't leave a broken down car in their driveway. So then things get to look nice and consistent throughout the entire neighborhood. Number two, you have access to amenities that you might not have without your homeowners association. Maybe you have a gated neighborhood, or you could have parks and pools and nature trails, and those will all be maintained by your homeowners association. Number two, sometimes you have maintenance, exterior maintenance taken care of through your homeowners association. Especially if you live in a condo association, then your HOA will be in charge of maintaining the exterior of the buildings, the roof, the exterior paint, siding. If you have a gated community, the HOA is responsible for maintaining the roads. In some areas, your HOA is in charge of doing the front lawn maintenance, so it keeps all of the front yards looking nice all at the same time. Number four benefit is that your homeowners association handles neighbor disputes. Since the homeowners association is in charge of making up the rules, they will also be enforcing them, or they should always be enforcing them. They'll be in charge of handling neighborly disputes. And I mean, it happens, right? It's hard living next door to people sometimes. And your homeowners association will step in and help when neighbors are having disputes over, maybe it has to do with something that one neighbor is doing in their backyard, or how they're maintaining the exterior of their property, and the next door neighbor feels like that's infringing on their property. And the homeowners association will step in and help mediate this dispute. Let's talk about some of the cons of living in a homeowners association. First, you have a risk of foreclosure for unpaid dues. You live in this homeowners association, you've agreed by purchasing in that community that you are going to pay their association dues. And dues may range anywhere from $100 a year to $2,000 a month. It really depends. If you're in a high-rise condo, your dues are based on the size of your condominium and then the type of amenities you have. So you have to make sure that you pay those dues. Number two on the cons, you don't have as much freedom. I mean, let's face it, you have this governing body that's giving this set of rules and regulations, and you're in charge of following those. Number three, you have to live with certain restrictions. They have them. Let's say that you want to use your single family home or your condo as a short-term rental. However, when you go back and you read your rules and regulations for your homeowners association, it states that your property cannot be used for a commercial business. Well, a short-term rental is definitely a business. And if you try and do it and fly under the radar and you get caught, your homeowners association can assess you a fine for that. If you don't pay your fines, then they can put a lien on your house. Let's say that you want to paint your door fuchsia. Well, It depends on your homeowners association and if they will allow that, if they'll approve it or not. So there are certain restrictions that homeowners associations can apply to your home ownership. Some neighborhoods have more restrictions than others. I mean, my neighborhood has it where you cannot park out on the street overnight. And that's something, I mean, I appreciate it. It keeps the streets and neighborhood looking nice. Other people, it really frustrates, and that may not be the neighborhood association for you. And then the fourth con is that you have HOA fees to pay. So your community has these different amenities. They have a swimming pool, they have parks that have to be maintained. If you're in a gated community, they have roads that have to be maintained. Then you're going to have fees. So make sure before you purchase in that neighborhood that you look at what those fees are. Some neighborhood associations have a buyer's entrance fee. You have to pay $1,000 when you purchase the property, and that goes into their capital funds for the homeowners association. You need to use your realtor to help you navigate the pros and cons of that specific homeowners association. When you're under contract to purchase a property that is located in a homeowners association, the buyer gets a copy of all of the homeowners association rules and regulations while you're under contract, and then you have a certain period of time, certain number of days to review those while you're under contract. And if there's a regulation in there that you can't live with, let's say that you own a boat and you want to keep it in your driveway, you get the homeowners restrictions, and it tells you that you cannot store a boat or an RV in your driveway. Well, you need to object to that then and terminate your contract within your set number of days. Your neighborhood restrictions are very, very important to look at, and your realtor can help you with this. If you have any additional questions about homeowners associations or anything else about real estate in Austin or Central Texas, make sure to reach out to me. And if you like this video, make sure to like it. And if you would like to have any other pointers or tips on real estate topics, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel.